Hey everyone, welcome to Top of the Round Paradigm. My name is Kenan. I'm your GM for this campaign. With me we have...
I'm Nikki, and I play Clover.
Hi, I'm Jordash, and I play Varian.
Hello, wonderful Tots. Thank you so much for your reviews for us over the last 2 weeks. Thank you to Raymond and Mama Mac for episode reviews on Podchaser, and Schmilster for the episode rating. Also, thank you to whoever mystery person you are who rated us on Spotify on the original show, which is Campaign 1, Top of the Round. Check it out if you haven't already. And thank you, Frontman_Dan, for the Apple Podcast review on, again, our original campaign, Top of the Round. We super appreciate it. It's super cool that our flagship show is still getting reviews and ratings. The shows go really, really well together. If you are enjoying one, check out the other. And as always, if you want to shout out, leave us a review on Podchaser, Apple Podcasts, or a rating on Spotify, or an episode review, and we will shout out your name and super appreciate you. Thank you.
Shout out to the Minnesota and Apulia Webfest for making the correct decision to accept us? I don't know how that works.
Yes, we got selected, so now we can be nominated for things. 15 episodes in. Thank you all for your support. That's super cool.
Shout out to our executive producers, Ray and Jermaine. You guys make the world go round.
We are back to our weekly release schedule. Thank you for sticking with us through the holidays. We'll let you know the next time we take a break for a holiday or a mid-season break or whatever. Look at the calendar that we post on social media. Anyways, back to weekly now.
If you found yourself sad, pathetic, and lonely this past week while we were on break and needed some toter to fill the void, you can always head over to patreon.com/topoftheround and subscribe to one of our many lovely tiers that include many goodies for your earholes and a giant backlog of stuff that you can listen to that is delightful and exclusive to Patreon. Do the thing. Patreon.com/topoftheround.
You know you want to.
That's patreon.com/topoftheround.
Patreon.com/topoftheround.
Hey everyone, here's some info for your brain. Did you know we have a Discord? And the link to that is in a super convenient place in the show notes. And you can just click on it with your finger or a mouse, wherever you're listening. Don't use a real mouse though, because that'd be weird. But yeah, join, love us, let us love you for a long time.
Oh hey, have you ever wanted to send us something physical? We have a P.O. box for that. Send shit, not actual shit, but stuff, to White Raven Studios, P.O. Box 603, Circle Pines, Minnesota 55014. Because we like to receive things.
Be sure to check the show notes below for the trigger warnings for this episode. Unless you want to be surprised, then just march on, soldier.
A man who needs no introduction, Justin. What happened last time?
Thanks for the introduction, Ken. This is, Justin with Justin, and I don't know where I am. Everything seems all misty and dead, and I'm standing here with, I'm assuming a mother or a child abductor, based on the kid she has with her. Ma'am, where are we?
I think the person said this was the ethereal plane?
The ethereal plane. So, you're dead.
Yeah, we died. Twice.
I don't think I'm dead.
Well, no, we died once, but we almost died twice because the guy came back and helped us not get killed again by the spider.
There was a spider here in the afterlife. Breaking news, everyone! There's spiders in the afterlife! So that sucks. Oh, hey, I recognize you. You're the lady whose body got all chopped up in the city.
Is that what they did to my body?
It started moving and they diced it up a lot.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Well, thank you. Enjoy your afterlife. Hope nothing bad happens here beyond the spiders. I want to see if I can get back and figure out what's going on in the material plane right now, okay?
Alright, best of luck.
Thank you. Ethos. That worked. That's weird. I see the city. It looks like Varian's talking to Clover and Porter, and it looks like they're leaving together. I'm just gonna follow them from a safe distance for a little bit because I just talked to a ghost, and I don't like that. And there's ghost spiders, and apparently they're scary. But okay, it looks like they're traveling north But now they have an apostle to protect them, so that's good, right? Because they're running into a giant group of bandits. They seem kind of mean. You think that a group of 50 people would be friendlier to other people because they have enough friends, right? No, they're very aggressive. Okay, that's really scary. The ground is opening up and eating all of them, but with, like, evil demonic shadows. Guys, nowhere's safe. Nowhere. The shadows ate everyone except for Clover and Varian, and now they seem to be camping somewhere. Oh, look, they're gonna make a new friend. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm just gonna end it there. I think I need to see a therapist. Back to you, Kenan.
Thanks, Justin. Story continues now. We left off with Clover unconscious, doing her best to not dream bad dreams.
Yeah, exactly.
And Varian witnessing potential murder.
It tends to be what happens when one gets decapitated. They potentially die.
Potentially. Varian, after seeing this, experience a lack of agony and then it returning rather quickly. What would you like to do, since Clover is worthless right now?
Well, technically, she's still worth 4 plat. So she's not, even asleep, she's not worthless.
Wow.
Fair point.
At least.
I redact my sentence.
Wow.
Varian's gonna keep his guard up and keep watch, even though all signs indicate to the threat having passed because they got what they came for. They're gone now.
Okay.
But still, they're potentially still in the area, so Varian will keep alert, keep gazing out in all directions for signs of movement and hostilities.
How long are you going to stay alert?
For till daytime.
Alright, so when are you going to rest? You don't need to sleep, but you still have to relax.
That's a good point.
You and your technicalities. After an hour of non-incident.
Okay.
Once the body gets cold.
They took the body.
But it should be cold by now.
Unless if they stored it somewhere warm. The night passes without further incident. Clover, you awake refreshed and lack of exhaustion.
No dreams?
No dreams.
Me. Yeah. Okay. How's the weather when I wake up?
It is clear skies, but very gray and cold.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
I'm suspicious.
Okay, Clover is going to slowly sit up and shake the hair from her face and blink around and shiver because she doesn't have her tunic on because it was wet, because she tried to clean it because of the blood. So her scarred arms are exposed and she is hugging herself as she squints around looking for some sign of Varian and or wondering if this is a dream because she's usually dreaming. So that's it.
There's usually a fake, a false wake up.
Yeah.
I know you dream. You're trying to trick me into thinking I'm awake. That's not going to work this time. Varian will look over at her as she awakens.
Are you real?
No.
She flops back down.
Say that.
She thinks about the air being warmer around her.
She explodes.
Roll a flat check.
I still have to roll a flat check, even though I have no exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, you finally got rid of your
That wasn't
exhaustion?
why you were rolling flat checks, homie.
10.
Okay. The air around you gets slightly warmer.
Huh. Varian, come here.
Why?
Do I have to tell you? Come here.
That's why I asked.
I made it warmer.
You made it warmer.
Mm-hmm.
Varian will walk over to where Clover is.
Alright, it's slightly warmer and like a 5-foot bubble around her.
See?
Okay. Good job.
Thanks. I
Okay.
didn't know that I could do that until just now. How are
Yeah,
you?
Me either. I'm fine.
How's Asfa?
The horse, yeah. The horse is fine.
I should maybe do this around her.
Probably.
I would ask if you're hungry, but I feel like you're just gonna tell me no.
I don't need to eat.
Okay.
Clover looks at the ground to the side on the left where she left her wet tunic that she tried to get the blood out of. What is the state of the tunic?
Where'd you hang it up again?
It's just on the ground.
Did you at least lay it on the ground?
Yeah, I
or
laid
did
it
you
on the ground.
Bundle it up and throw
No,
it.
I laid it on the ground.
It is frozen.
Oh.
Clover thinks about thawing out her tunic,
All right. It slowly starts to thaw.
and then it's wet.
Mhm.
She's gonna squint at it and start thinking about pulling the water off of it.
Roll a flat check.
Natty 20.
Ooh. All right. You start seeing droplets of water lift off the fabric.
Is it dry now?
Not yet, but you're pulling the water off it.
Okay, that's what Clover's doing. What you doing, Varian?
Varian's just standing there watching you. I thought you were gonna go to the horse.
Well, my tunic was frozen. So, one moment.
I'll tell the horse. Varian will walk back.
I de-waterify my cloak,
Okay.
my tunic, and then I'm gonna pop it back on and reassemble my outfit, get up, get all my sleeping things stowed away, grab my staff, and walk back towards the horse and Varian.
All right. While she does all of that, Varian, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go over and check on the horse. That's all. Just walk up to it and see how it's doing.
It's chilling there.
Chillily chilling.
It's cold to the touch, but it doesn't seem in distress at all.
Okay. Varian will just wait. He's got nothing going on yet. Not until Porter decides to show up.
Clover wanders over with bag in hand and shakes more curly hair from her face and comes up next to the horse and thinks about the air being warmer.
Roll a flat check.
Okay.
I like how you kept saying the name until I kept calling it the horse, and now you're calling it the horse.
Natty 20.
Damn. All right. The air around you gets significantly warmer.
See?
That's kind of handy.
Yeah. Okay.
So she gives Asva a carrot breakfast, and then she is going to make a orange and an apple for herself, and then settle down next to the horse and start pulling out her reading books.
All right. I'll need you to roll a flat check for that breakfast.
Okay. 7.
Okay. You make some carrots and then yourself some fruit and settle down.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that maybe while we wait, we could
She looks at you with wide eyes.
Oh, right. The reading. Yeah, we can do that.
How was last night?
It was... Well, I met another apostle, I think. Well, not met, but saw.
What? Around here?
Yeah.
I thought we were far enough away.
They seem to be chasing someone who was running right towards us, but don't worry. They didn't make it to us.
Does someone need help over there, or?
I'm pretty sure they're very dead.
Oh. Should we move?
No, they didn't seem interested in us. They killed whoever was running towards us and then disappeared. They didn't seem interested in us, thankfully.
Well, I'm glad that you're okay.
I'm fine. I just saw it all.
I feel like really well rested.
Yeah, you slept right through that murder.
I didn't mean to sleep through the murder. I would have helped if I could have.
Helped the person or the apostle?
I mean, I don't know, I guess, why they were being chased, so... Do you want to read?
I guess. Yeah, we have nothing better to do. So... Yeah, let's open one of your books and just start there.
Okay.
Okay. So Varian will kneel down next to Clover, who I'm assuming is sitting
Mm-hmm.
with her book in front of her like an excited pupil.
Yep. And munching on an apple and an orange.
And he will start to go through the book with her to give her reading lessons.
Alright, roll another performance check.
33.
Okay. You're doing a pretty decent job teaching Clover to become less illiterate.
She's semi-literate. She can recognize some
I'm
letters.
semi-literate, sir.
You're getting there. Just give it a few years, you'll be fine.
Wow.
As you are teaching/learning, how long do you want to partake in school before you would move on if nothing happened?
Maybe mid-afternoon.
I mean, Clover wouldn't do anything to stop the learning. She's having a good time. She's waiting for her brother. She's learning to read. She's not in Grace. It's a great day.
All things looking up.
A little after what would be lunchtime, Varian will pause the lesson and look over at Clover and say, "Do you think your brother will find us here, or should we head back to the main road and wait there?"
Do you think that the border people will get mad if we just stay in the road?
I mean, if we're not trying to cross, I think we'll be fine.
I mean, if you think he'll have an easier time, then okay.
'Cause we did move kind of far.
We did, so I could sleep and not explode and gain attention.
Yeah. So maybe now we should go wait over there and just be on the side of the road. And we can continue the lesson over there until he either shows up or it's nightfall and we can come back here. So maybe now we should go wait over there and just be on the side of the road. And we can continue the lesson over there.
Okay.
He either shows up or it's nightfall, then we come back here.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Clover is going to put her books away and grab all her things and mount Asva.
Varian will bike it up.
Alright, you guys start heading towards the road.
Yes.
Roll perception checks, the both of you.
28.
Uh, 27.
Oh, shit.
No minus, baby.
Alright, Varian, you notice that the little engraving that you push to start your bike is half dark. It's not dimmer, it's just half of the insignia isn't lit up anymore.
Varian's gonna look at his bike.
Clover, you see for a second a couple snowflakes hit the top of Asva's head, and then you notice that they're gray and not white.
Like Ash.
Mm-hmm.
Varian,
What?
there's ash falling from the sky.
Great.
Do I notice where the ash is coming from?
This guy.
Okay. Clover looks up and squints.
I told you the sky was suspicious.
It's very gray, and it kind of looks like it's snowing.
Do I notice anything unusual with my bike? Because I don't care about this.
I'm gonna try and grab a piece of ash with my hand.
Okay. As Clover is reaching out to nothing, Marion, you're looking at your bike?
Yeah. Am I noticing anything different from how it was the night before?
Nope.
There's nothing, no components missing or anything?
Nope.
Varian will sit on the bike to see if it lights up the rest of the insignia.
You sit on the bike, and it doesn't light up the rest of the insignia.
Varian will try and move a little bit on the bike to see if it still operates.
It moves.
Huh. Clover.
Do I catch ash?
Yes.
If I pull it up to my face, it is ash.
Yes.
Huh?
Do you know anything about insignias?
You're asking the girl that asked you to teach her to read if I know anything about insignias?
You might be more familiar with the magic of this plane. Do you know why one would only half light up?
I have no fucking clue, do I?
You have zero
No.
idea.
Maybe because it's tired? I don't know.
How would it get tired?
I mean, you've been using it for a long time, and you don't feed it carrots like I feed us with carrots.
Where would I put carrots on this thing?
I don't know. Is there a hole?
I don't think...
There is an exhaust.
There's a hole, like, right down there.
But that's the back of it.
What if we stuck a carrot in there and saw what happened?
I'm not doing that. I feel like we should ask someone who might be familiar with these things.
Okay. Well, I am not.
That seems to operate, so we should probably head back over.
That's what we're doing right now. There's ash falling from the sky,
You
Varian.
said that, but my
I feel
bike is
like
more
this-
important.
Then ash falling from the sky?
There's nothing I can do about the ash, but there might be something I can do about the bike.
Shouldn't we be maybe mildly concerned about where the ash is coming from?
You just said the sky.
Oh, okay.
Clover continues, looking confusedly still at the ash coming out of the sky because that's not normal.
Varian will keep pace with Clover and keep an eye on his bike and its performance.
Okay. You both make your way towards the road. The performance of said bike has not decreased at all. Both of you roll perception checks.
22.
25.
And balance has been restored. Alright, you both notice that it is starting to actually snow, and it's leaving this dirty slush.
Because of the ash.
Mm-hmm.
So there's snow and ash falling.
Yes.
Clover is looking around, mildly concerned because it's just weird.
Do we see anyone as we approach the road again? Obviously, we'll see the outpost.
Yeah, you see the blockade and everyone over there, but there's no one on the road traveling.
Okay, but no signs of despair?
Nope, no signs of despair.
No feelings of lack of despair?
All of your despair is still inside you.
Okay.
And something weird is going on.
What do you mean?
Have you seen the sky lately?
Yeah.
It's not normal.
She bunches her brows together in concern.
Are you still looking at the sky?
Mm-hmm.
Roll a perception check.
Okay. 21.
Okay. You don't notice anything you haven't already noticed.
It just looks weird, don't you think?
Gray. Varian will look up at it.
Perception check.
Crit failed.
We're doing so great right
So
now.
19.
Okay. You don't notice anything new.
Oh, shit.
The dice don't want us to know what's going on in the sky, okay? If they did, I would have rolled better.
For a second, you're not even sure it's ash falling in the sky. It's just snow.
Are you sure that's ash?
It's
Clover?
ash mixed with snow.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Are you sure those aren't clouds up there?
Yeah. Do you need me to teach you about weather?
Maybe. Because if there's no clouds, where's the snow coming from?
That's actually a really good point.
Clover looks back at the sky.
Maybe you need to be taught about the weather. As you look back up at the sky, roll a perception check.
30.
Hey!
So the
Good job.
DC.
You notice that there is a large chunk of the sky vertically that is darker than the rest. And it extends past the sky. And it looks like it's going down into the ground.
Do you see that?
Do I see what?
There's something going down into the ground from the sky. And it's dark. Do you see that?
Do I see that if I look in the direction she's looking?
Roll a perception check.
I need a different dice. This one suck. Oh, hey. 33?
Yeah, you also notice the discoloration.
Huh. Do you think that's the prison?
I have no idea.
Is it in the direction of the prison?
It is in the direction that you think the prison's in, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I already said what I said.
So we're at the side of the road now?
Mhm.
Clover gets back off her horse.
I still feel despair, so I don't think he's around here yet.
No, I guess we'll have to keep waiting.
Are the people at the blockade eyeing us?
Some of them are, most of them aren't.
Okay. Clover settles back down in crisscross applesauce and pulls back out her books.
Varian will park his bike and get off and sit back next to Clover because there's nothing he can do about his bike right now. And he doesn't know what that means. He didn't read the manual. He doesn't know all the warning lights. Check engine. What's that? Low tire pressure.
What's an engine?
All right, as you pull your books back out, and I'm assuming start lesson number 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing to keep the slurry of ash and snow off your books?
She doesn't want to do magic around these people, so she is brushing things off the pages and or holding the book under the horse.
Alright, so you brush a few flakes off and the ash kind of smears a little bit, so you reposition under the horse.
Perhaps maybe we should get a tent in the future.
Yeah, a tent might be a good idea.
So that way you have cover and can stay warm at night. Easier. Yeah.
So what's this one?
That's B.
Not S?
No, the S is the swoopier one.
Swoopier?
That has the curves.
BS, really?
Wow.
But C's are swoopy.
But see how the C is one curve?
And the S is 2 curves.
So that's what we're doing. This is what we're doing, Kenan.
I didn't want to cut you guys off, but let's move on.
Please, let's move on.
Alright, so you guys spend a good hour and a half underneath asphalt when you start to hear the trotting of a couple horses coming down the road towards the barricade.
We'll look. I'll look. I don't know what Clover's doing. Can't make her look.
We'll look. I have decided.
I've decided we're both looking, Clover.
Clover is writing S over and over and over again as practice and is distracted.
She's a silly snake. Okay. Varian.
Silly. B-I-L-L.
That's Billy.
Silly Billy.
You silly Billy.
Alright.
Oh my god. I believe in us, okay?
Episode title, Silly Billy.
Silly Billy.
Or bullshit. Varian, you see 2 heavily leathered folks on horses with their cloaks up over their heads.
What color are the cloaks?
You don't know, you're reading. What color are the cloaks?
Like a dirty tan.
Okay. Varian will just watch as they pass
Okay.
and take note of all of his emotions as they pass, just in case.
Alright, as they pass, the only way you would notice that they even saw you is they moved further to the other side of the road. Other than that, they pay you 0 attention as they ride by. Varian, your notice of all of your emotions hasn't changed.
Okay, so they're just regular nobodies. Potentially.
Potentially.
Varian will watch as they make their way to the barricade to see how the interaction goes.
As you watch them approach, they hop off their horses, and a large mechanical humanoid rotates from its resting position and starts walking towards them, along with 5 other regular-sized people.
They're regular.
And it looks like they're having a conversation. One of them is digging through their pack and pulls out a couple what look like sheets of paper, unfolds them, hands them over. They continue to talk, and then the guard who took the sheet of paper hands it back, and the group disperses and the gate starts to open.
Seems pretty standard for an actual checkpoint. They check their papers, shot the shit while they verified, and then let them through. Okay.
You see them go through the gate, and before they're even through the gate starts to close.
Does the gate make a lot of noise?
You can hear it. It's pretty loud.
Clover looks up and blinks over at it when it's opening and closing.
Where is he?
I don't know. I don't know how long time passes and wherever he went, so it might not be very long for him.
Just don't know how long we wait, but I don't know how else to get across there.
There is no other way to get across. Not safely, at least. Maybe that's why that person was being chased by the apostle. Maybe they tried to cross without going through the checkpoints.
Oh, like not legally?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we shouldn't try that then.
No, I mean, I was just speculating. That might not be why.
But what if it is why?
But what if it's not?
I mean, yeah. Does this S look okay?
Does it look okay, Kevin?
Roll a performance check.
Me?
Yeah,
Oh.
you're the one that made the S.
27.
It's not bad. Legible.
I've seen better, but it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. I can tell it's an S. Not a
Yay.
5 or something.
So Clover, satisfied with her S's, closes her reading book and puts it back in her bag, stands up to stretch out her limbs, and curiously looks over at the blockade.
Right, you see the group that had met the two riders that you saw go through, returning to their leisure positions, and the large mechanical humanoid returning to the side of one of the tower portions of the blockade.
I'm just not sure how long we should give him before we try and figure out something else.
I don't either. I've never done this before.
Neither have I. I say we just keep practicing till it gets dark and then head back to where you rested before, if he doesn't show up by then.
Okay.
She pulls back out her reading books. And I guess that's what we're doing.
Okay, so you are in class all day. Around dusk, roll perception checks.
21.
35.
Clover, you notice that the ash has stopped, as well as the snow. Varian, you notice that ever so often your grief disappears for a couple seconds, and it'll come back, and it'll disappear again a minute or two later, and then come back for a couple seconds, and then disappear again.
Varian's gonna look around after the second time that happens. I don't see anything.
Nope.
Huh. That's weird.
That's weird.
My grief disappeared for a second, and then came back, and then disappeared, and then came back. But I don't see anything.
Did you see any shadows?
She looks at the ground.
It's dark. There's lots of shadows.
There are lots of shadows.
Yeah, it's dusk right now.
It's almost all shadow.
Should we go back to where we were?
Probably. Varian will look down at the shadow of Ezra and his bike to see if there was anything.
They look normal.
Okay. And he will get himself up and get back on his bike.
Clover gets on the horse and trots back to where they were with all her things.
Varian will turn on his bike and see if he still has the half insignia.
You still have half an insignia. That's a tongue twister.
Only for you.
All words are tongue twisters for me. Joke's on you. I can't words.
Alright, Varian will ride back with the trotting Ezra and Clover.
Alright, as you leave the road, both of you roll perception checks.
33.
I rolled bad, okay?
I'm not used to you rolling worse than Nikki. It throws me off.
You're welcome.
If you want, you can give me a higher modifier to compensate.
Here's a plus 10, Chaz. You both notice that your grief disappears.
Do you feel really light and okay?
Yeah.
Because I feel like, BB, there's someone in this direction.
Grief.
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 Is that... Oh. Yeah, it's kind of nice not feeling that, huh?
Where are they?
I don't know.
We still feel it as we make it back to where we were?
Yep, on your way back, you still feel it?
The entire way we're going back, it doesn't disappear?
Nope.
Maybe they are waiting over where we were. Do I see anything in that direction?
Roll a perception check.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. 35.
23.
There we go. Everything's right with the world.
Jesus.
You both see a fire going. Varian, you notice that the two trees, quote unquote, that Clover had made are no longer there.
Huh.
Why is there a fire going? We didn't leave a fire going.
Grief maybe started one. Do we see a figure sitting by the fire?
Not currently, no.
Alright, let's just make our way over there and see what's going on.
It's where we're headed.
We full steady ahead.
Alright. As you get closer, I'll let your perception checks go a little bit longer.
As we aggressively maintain pace.
So kind of you.
I know, don't forget it.
Forget what?
As you guys get closer, you notice that there is a pretty lanky humanoidal figure sitting behind the fire. So the fire is between both of you and him. And there is what looks to be some sort of wooden contraption up over the fire. And he is cranking what looks to be a bunny. So it's rotating over the fire.
So he's roasting a rabbit.
And he's right where we were?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. Okay. Clover slows cautiously as we get closer and side-eyes Varian.
I take it your grief.
Yeah.
What are you doing out here?
Eating dinner. What are you doing?
We camped here last night, so we're coming back to camp here again. At this exact spot.
Oh, that was you guys?
Is that why you chose to... Well, he looks at the rabbit. Cook here?
It's less work.
We can find somewhere else to camp, yeah?
You can join. I don't care.
What brings you out here?
What brings you out here?
We're waiting for someone.
So am I.
Who are you waiting for?
Hopefully friends.
Do these friends have a name?
Not that I'm aware of.
You have friends that don't have names.
I have hopeful friends, and I don't know their names.
Then why do you think they'll be here?
I have a hunch.
Where'd you get your hunch from?
Oh, Christ.
He stops turning the rabbit and just stares at you. What?
Have you spoken to Despair lately?
No.
I see. Are you and Despair on good terms?
Good terms. Not quite.
What
Let's
did
say
you do?
neutral terms.
What did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do?
That was a weird question. Never mind.
Are we the friends you're waiting for, potentially?
Potentially.
Since we were coming right back to this spot, it seems logical.
It could. Most people don't camp in the same spot twice out here.
Well, we were waiting for someone and they're taking longer than expected.
Despair?
Despair.
Why don't we wait for them together? You can have some of my rabbit.
I'll pass, thanks.
Okay.
We're just awkwardly on the horse and the bike.
Varian will pull the bike closer and park it and go and sit by the fire.
Clover sighs quietly and pulls the horse around to the other side and slips off the side and pats her.
While we wait, do you have any experience with these types of contraptions? And he'll gesture towards his bike.
I have some, yeah. I wouldn't say I'm a mechanic by any means, but...
Well, I was just curious because I haven't had it very long, but the insignia that lights up when you turn it on, it's only half lit now, and I don't know what that means.
It means you need a new battery soon.
Battery?
Clover cautiously settles next to Varian.
Where do they have those? And do they cost money?
Yes. Why wouldn't they cost money?
Do you know what cities would have them?
Most cities have them. I know Gehenna does for sure.
Well, that's where I got the bike from.
The further you get, though, the rarer or more expensive they'll be.
You know, now that we're close, can we see him? Tell us his features.
Yeah.
Besides lanky.
He seems much thinner than he should be. He has scars all over his body. Wearing what look to be black clothes. Doesn't look like he's wearing any armor of any kind. Doesn't seem to have any weapons. His irises are a very dull blue.
What about the rest of his face?
Shaggy black hair, scars all over his face, down his neck. Any exposed portion of skin you can see is very scar heavy.
How long's the hair?
2.5, 3 inches?
Any
Oh.
facial hair.
No.
Okay, when you said shaggy black hair, I was imagining at least down to his shoulders or
No.
something. Okay. So... Okay. Well, it's not worth turning around back to Gehenna to get a battery. If I came from Gehenna and the battery's already almost dead.
Well, we have asthma.
We got some at the blockade.
You do?
Yeah.
How much do they cost there?
Could part with one of mine for 2 gold.
Oh. Could I pay you now for that? Or should we wait till later?
Either or works for me.
Varian will reach into his bag and pull out 2 gold. Walk over to Grief and outstretch his arm with the 2 gold out.
Grief holds his hand palm up.
Varian will place the 2 gold in his palm and then walk back over to where he was sitting and sit back down.
Next to Clover.
Roll a perception check, Varian.
28.
As you turn, you see a glint come from one of the gold pieces. Like it moved.
I don't think Varian would find that suspicious because maybe he just moved his palm and it caught the fire just right.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I don't think he would find that suspicious in that moment.
Don't glare at me like that.
Hey, he's using logic. It's fine. Varian will sit back down. What's Griefy Boy doing?
He takes the rabbit off the contraption. You sure you don't want any? He'll nod at the both of you.
No, you should eat.
I don't need to eat right now. Thank you.
Clover feels uncomfortable, but she also is like, do I ask if I can check him out? Because he doesn't look too healthy.
So, how long until you know if we're the friends you're waiting for or not?
Should know by sunrise.
I see.
I don't understand,
Don't worry.
but I am worrying.
It's looking less likely that you are.
Friends?
The friends I'm hoping to meet.
What criteria do you have for your friends?
We're not good enough.
I want to be your friend. I don't have criteria. You just don't seem to be aware of what you should be if you were who I was waiting on.
Aware of what?
Not at liberty to say.
Is it about the ash?
Yes and no.
Yeah, that wasn't normal.
It is around here.
Is it coming from the prison?
From the prison.
Or
No.
the hole beneath the prison? Crater?
Technically.
Pit? Whatever.
No.
But from that area.
Yes.
What's causing it then?
Nothing you need to worry about.
Is it you're doing, or is it something else?
Something else. You could say that.
Something that the people of this plane should be concerned about?
I just said you shouldn't be concerned about it. Are you not from this plane?
Huh. No.
I am.
He shoves the entire rabbit, bones and all, into his mouth. Where are you from then?
Varian will look over at Clover. Do people normally eat the bones?
No,
Oh. Well, why not?
because you could choke and they're not good for you. Indigestion, no.
Varian will look back over at Grief. Was that not uncomfortable then?
No.
Huh. Interesting. Are you from this plane?
I was about to ask that.
I was born here, yes.
Oh. To answer your question, the ethereal plane.
Isn't that closed?
It was just there the other day.
Today?
The other day. I've lost track.
Roll perception checks.
32.
34?
You both hear a loud, sharp squeak from about 100 feet to Clover's left.
Clover jumps and looks in that direction.
Don't see anything, but you hear the scraping of something being dragged.
What's that?
Is that a trap?
It's course 2.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The dragging gets louder, and you see another rabbit with a hole through its neck being dragged across the ground by nothing. And Grief picks it up and starts to skin it.
Is that an Archon that's invisible? Or what brought that to you?
You're very nosy for someone who doesn't like to share dinner.
He wasn't hungry.
I don't eat.
But you can.
I can, but what's the point?
Being polite.
Clover looks so uncomfortable right now.
Fine. If it's polite, I'll have some rabbit.
What's that so hard?
A little bit, yeah.
Do I also have to eat rabbit?
You don't have to. You're not the one asking me questions.
Oh,
She shuts up.
Apparently asking questions means you have to eat rabbit.
It's polite to share a meal with a friend.
so are we the friends? I'm unclear.
Just because you may or may not be the friends I'm looking for doesn't mean you can't be friends.
Do you make a lot of friends?
You're asking a lot of questions for someone who's not hungry.
I'll just shut up.
Clover side-eyes Varian with wide eyes.
He places the skin fur down over the flame. Doesn't gut it, just sticks it back onto the contraption and sets it over the fire.
So, is rabbit your favorite?
No, but it is
What's here?
easily obtained here.
Yeah.
What was dragging it?
I was.
How?
Magic, I'm assuming.
The slight grin that was across his face during this conversation falls flat. My god's gifts are not magic.
Oh, so it's your abilities from Abraxas.
Yes.
Oh.
I've thought that was clear, given you knew who I was.
I could just feel the lack of grief in myself, so I assumed that's who you were.
That's what I just said.
Yes, and I was agreeing.
How you doing, Clover?
Clover is going to put her hood over her hair just so she is more hidden and less there, and is going to hug her knees and stare at the fire.
Okay. So you're waiting for despair?
Yeah. Told us 2 days ago that he would meet us here by the blockade, but he hasn't shown up yet.
Is he traveling by foot?
The last time we saw him, he pulled some bandits into the shadows. Not far from here.
It might be a while.
I figured time probably looks different on the shadow plane.
That, and he has some, let's just say, bookkeeping to do.
How long?
Depends how fast he finishes.
With what?
He rotates so he's more focused towards you, Clover.
Gross.
Are you going to join us for dinner?
Can I say no?
You can.
But then you're not going to answer my questions.
You will need to shut up, yes.
Okay.
Clover shuts up and stares at the ground.
He reoriented himself back towards Varian.
When you say bookkeeping, does he have to, I don't know, catalog the bandits?
He has to make sure that they are placed where they belong.
There was quite a few of them. About 40 of them, so...
Then it may take a while.
And how long's a while? Days? Weeks?
Maybe a day or two for him.
And how long is that here?
He takes the second rabbit off the contraption, rips it in half, and tosses you half of it.
How is that? how cooked is it? How does it look?
It is fully cooked. However, he didn't gut it at all, and it still has all of its bones and everything. The only thing he took off was the pelt.
Did he toss me the front half or the back half?
Front half.
Okay.
Clover stares at it with a nauseous look.
So, how do people typically go about eating this thing? I saw you just kind of swallowed it whole, but I don't know if I can do that.
I would pick the meat off the bones and avoid the guts.
It's a waste of food, but to each their own. And he'll put the other half in his mouth.
Unless you want to get really sick, but okay.
Varian will start picking pieces off of it and eating it.
Probably take about a week. Unless if he gets help.
A week. It's a long time to wait. Varian will look over at Clover.
She looks nauseous, uncomfortable, and like she doesn't want to be there.
Why are you waiting for despair?
Well, we don't have the papers to cross the blockade on our own.
And why do you want to cross the blockade?
Because we're trying to go north.
Why?
To go to the Life Kingdom.
Why?
Because we're looking for someone.
And they're up north.
And they're up north.
I can get you across.
You'd be willing to do that?
For the right price.
Varian will look over at Clover. Oh, we don't want to leave despair. He's expecting us to be here.
I don't want to confuse him. I'll wait a week. You can go.
I can wait. I've waited this long.
If you're trying to avoid confusion, I can have someone let him know.
Varian will look back over at Clover.
I don't think I can talk to him. He'll demand things.
She really doesn't want rabbit. Varian will take another small bite.
Is she a vegetarian?
No, I just don't think she's used to... Varian will look down at how this is prepared. From what I gather, she doesn't like the bones or guts.
I cooked a fish once, and I didn't gut it, and bad things happened. So I don't really want to participate. Thanks.
If that's why you're not having dinner with us, what would you like?
What do you mean? For dinner?
She eats apples a lot.
I eat a lot of apples. I don't know. I don't want rabbit. I'm fine. I had an apple earlier. Why do I have to eat to talk to you? I'm confused about that. Is that okay?
It's only manners.
I've never learned that manner.
From what I've been told, you haven't learned a lot of things.
What do you mean by that?
She squints at him.
From what you've been told about me?
He rotates back to Varian.
What? No, what does he mean by that?
You've heard about her.
I've heard about both of you.
From who?
From some guards at the blockade.
This blockade?
No, the other one.
Have you been spying on us?
You were doing your best to teach her to read.
Her jaw drops and then she closes it and her cheeks go pink.
She never got to learn. And what else are we gonna do while we wait for despair?
That's fair. You have to be pretty hungry, though. You haven't had any food from what we saw today.
Are you keeping track of my diet?
When you're sitting outside a blockade and you don't eat, I guess.
Clover will reach over, grab a strip of meat off of the rabbit, and stuff it in her mouth.
There isn't any rabbit left unless a Varian's going to share.
You can have some of his rabbit.
Yeah, she just stripped a bit off of Varian.
He's only taken like 2 or 3 small bites so
Okay.
far.
There. Are you happy now?
No.
Why?
The idea isn't to force you to eat.
Then what is the idea?
To have dinner together. Which is why I asked you what you would like.
Well, I don't know what you have the capability to cook. I don't know you. Or if you have ingredients.
We're out in the middle of nowhere. I'd keep it pretty plain.
I'll have like a potato and a cup of tea. I don't know if that's something that you could manage.
I could manage that. Just not here.
Then I will have whatever you have that's not rabbit and is gutted.
She forces a smile.
Roll perception checks.
37?
You both see him place his hands behind him like he's resting on them. And you see a bump in his bicep. Either twitch or squirm. But then you hear another shriek and dragging sounds.
Clover looks at Varian with this look of, do we have to stay?
I think he caught a potato.
And some tea.
Some tea. Very will watch.
Clover looks mildly like she would like to run away.
Alright, you see a small coyote. It's not like a dog, it's not a fox. Like a hound, a plain hound, being drug into view. And how would you like it prepared?
Clover looks...
Keep in mind we have a fire.
The fire is fine.
Clover does not look like she wants to eat the poor thing. But she's also a little terrified of grief. So, yeah.
Fully cooked and gutted, and I'm not gonna look, okay?
She also mentioned something about not liking the bones.
He rips off one of the hind legs
Oh my god, this is so violent.
and takes the fur off and places it on the little contraption and starts to rotate it so it cooks evenly.
Varian will pick a small bone off the rabbit and try and bite it. Does anything happen to it? Bite through it.
How small of a bone?
Oh my god!
It's a rabbit. All of them are small.
Yes,
except for
but
its
like,
skull.
are you grabbing its like,
I'm
arm not
I'm
muscle?
assuming it's rib or something.
Rib?
I haven't gotten very far on it.
Okay. Yeah, with enough force, you could break it with your mouth.
I will try and, using regular force, bite into it, which probably does nothing.
It bends a little bit.
If I don't finish the bones, would you like them back?
If you're not gonna eat them, I will.
They just seem like they would be painful to swallow, and they don't chew easily.
He sits back up and extends a hand.
Varian will start picking the bones out of the rabbit and probably its skull and give it all to...
Clover is frozen, staring wide-eyed at the fire.
Varian basically will just pick the meat off of it and give it back to him.
Okay.
And then he'll just have a big handful of chunks of rabbit meat in his hand, and he'll just start slowly eating them like potato chips.
He'll put your leftovers into his mouth. Doesn't seem to chew very long, if at all.
So he's a duck. Just swallows his food whole.
What price to get through the blockade?
3 platinum.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that much money.
How much is Despair charging you?
He's not.
What? Why?
So we're friends.
You know how danger it is to try and smuggle one through without papers?
No.
Could get everyone involved killed. Or worse.
What's worse?
He looks over at you.
Clover looks uncomfortable.
What's wrong?
What do you mean?
Why are you uncomfortable?
Stop staring at me like that, kid.
He's adding to the immersion.
Can't.
Because I don't want to upset you, I guess. And I just, yeah.
He tilts his head a little bit. Why would I get upset?
Oh, I don't know. We just met. I just don't want to bother you, so we can go if you want.
You're not a bother.
Oh.
She kind of looks like, dang it.
I'm sorry I scare you.
Totally not scared.
It's a lie.
Roll a deception check.
Okay. 8.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
He takes the leg off the fire and hands it to you like a drumstick.
Thank you.
You can eat around the bone.
Thank you for the permission.
Clover takes it.
I'm sorry.
About what?
I am trying to share dinner. I'm not trying to be frightening.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing dinner.
Clover sits back down and starts eating the meat as quietly as possible.
To answer your question, being put in the prison is much worse than death.
They would put us in the prison for trying to get across?
Being this close? Yes. We might not stay there, but
Wait, are they upset that we're here?
They would be if we tried to cross without papers.
Oh. How do you get papers?
You buy them.
Where?
Gehenna.
Oh.
What do you need to qualify to get papers?
Money.
Just
and
money?
a purpose.
Money and a purpose. And only Gehenna?
He squints at you. Only Gehenna.
Oh, okay. Would have been nice to know before we left there.
How much are papers?
Permanent ones can cost you up to 50 gold.
Oh.
Day passes, about 2 gold. Round trip's about 5.
Oh, I don't have that much money.
Clover doesn't say anything because she does.
A permanent one would be handy, though.
I don't really want to go all the way back to Gehenna, but at least I could look for you-know-who.
She shuts up and eats more meat.
How long did we travel?
Roughly a day.
Yeah, okay. It would be another day of traveling to get back there, and then another day to get back here. And I don't have 50 gold, so
What are our other options?
we wait for despair.
Pray that your person of interest makes their way south.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Why not? Do they live up there?
No, they've just been up there for months, apparently. I don't know how long they plan to stay up there, but it might be a while.
Then you're just going to camp out here for a week then?
Is that okay?
It's not against the law.
Are you checking on us?
No.
Is he telling the truth?
Roll perception check.
36.
32.
Seems like he's being honest.
Who are the other friends, then? Can I ask questions now because I eat meat?
He just blinks at you. I've already answered that question, but yes, you can ask questions.
What's your name?
Kadaj,
Oh,
what's yours?
Juliet.
God.
Mm-hmm. And yours?
Varian.
At least one of you's honest. You'll put the rest of the hound over the fire.
Clover looks at Varian with a "what should we do" expression.
Did you finish your meat?
Like a third of it. She's still picking at it, but she doesn't look joyful about it.
Hey, same. Varian continues to force himself to do the thing he doesn't do. Eat.
If you aren't opposed to it, we could continue this conversation tomorrow at the blockade. I'll have access to a kitchen. Get you those potatoes and tea.
And we won't get in trouble.
No, you'll be with me. It's not like we're going through the blockade.
But we don't have 3 plat.
I'm not taking you through the blockade.
That's what he just said. Okay? It's not like we're going anywhere.
That was my thought. And it'll be warmer.
Unless we can magically get a hold of 100 gold.
Varian,
What?
I have 100 gold.
You have 100 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Do we really want to travel all the way back to Gehenna?
I don't. Just keep running into trouble.
That's true.
And he said he would be here, and I trust him.
Okay. Then we'll hang out.
With grief.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
It's not.
You're a mean little girl, you know that.
I am so sorry that I am not intending to be mean. I just feel a little uncomfortable around you, and I'm sorry. It's not like I'm trying to be uncomfortable. I am slightly worried about your health as well.
My health.
Uh-huh.
Is it because of the bones?
Well, not only that, but you look like you haven't had a good meal in a while, and yet you're eating a lot, so I'm very confused, and I'm wondering if maybe I should take your vitals.
Will that put you at ease?
Maybe.
Alright, take my vitals.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Clover hands Varian her drumstick.
Varian will take it with his hand that's not cupped full of rabbit meat.
And then she's gonna dig her med pack out of her backpack, hesitate, and then stand and walk over to Grief.
Okay.
And then she's going to crouch next to him and start doing his vitals.
Before you start, you're probably not gonna like what you find, so don't be scared.
Oh yeah, that'll make her feel way better.
Clover freezes and stares at him with wide eyes.
Do you want to be a bit more specific about that? Or do you just want me to be surprised?
You may... How long have you been in medicine?
A few years.
You're probably going to notice things that aren't normal.
Okay. Here we go. All right.
Clover is going to try and quickly take off her left glove and take his neck pulse, and then re-glove her hand before anyone asks her questions about the state of her hand.
Alright, roll a perception check.
Okay. 26.
You don't find a pulse. However, something under the skin moves across your fingers.
Gonna try this again.
Clover is going to shift 2 fingers slightly while her face is getting slowly more pale.
So do you think that we're the friends you were waiting for?
No,
No.
but you could be new friends.
I don't know who else you expect to find out here. The only other persons I saw out here was someone running, and then I think Agony killed them last night.
Clover,
Yeah. Yes, Kenan. Hi.
roll a perception check.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's much better. 29.
You feel a very, very faint pulse, and the couple of scars that your fingers are resting on squirm a little bit.
The scars squirm.
It feels like they're moving.
Okay. Clover is going to remove her hand from his neck and put her glove back on, and then wordlessly move to the front of his face to look into his eyes and see just if there's anything weird in them, I guess.
Alright, roll a perception check.
Okay. Natty 20.
What's the total?
37.
You notice that his pupils are unmoving. They don't change when you block the light that was being shed by the fire. And his irises are very dim. With a natural 20, you notice that some of the veins in his eye aren't a bright red. They're very dark and occasionally twitch.
How's his breathing? Is he breathing normally?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Clover is going to inhale and take off her right glove and then check the pulse on his wrist.
Okay. You place your fingers over the heavily scarred wrist.
Hey, her hand is also heavily scarred. Scar buddies.
Roll a perception check.
Okay. That's shitty. But 24.
You don't find a pulse.
She's going to move it down his arm, so wrist, and then down by the inside of the elbow.
Okay. Do you lift up your hand or do you just drag it
I
down?
drag it down. That's a mistake.
You done fucked up.
One of your fingers kind of dips into one of his scars and it goes into his arm and pops back out.
Oh,
He doesn't react, though.
Fine. This is normal.
Clover is checking the pulse and not looking at his face.
Roll a perception check.
33.
You find it very faint. It's slightly less faint than the one in his neck that you found, but it's still very faint.
Clover is going to inhale and lift her hand up and put the back of it against his cheek and then his forehead, checking his body temperature.
It's very cold.
Does he react as she does any of this? Okay.
He's just looking at you.
She is going to return her glove to her hand, nod to herself as if there is understanding, which there is not. And then she is going to walk wordlessly back towards Varian and settle back where she was.
Well, the good news is that I'm more confused than I was.
That's the good news.
Yeah.
Is that good news?
And what's the bad news?
I'm not sure how you're alive.
Why did you groan when I mentioned agony?
That is none of your concern.
Would you tell me if I ate more rabbit? Fairy
No.
will pop another piece in his mouth.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh. Alright.
Clover. The finger that slipped into the scar
I am uncomfortable.
is still very cold.
Okay. Clover is staring down at her gloved hand. She didn't take the meat back from you, Varian. She left it.
Like, just that portion got sapped of any warmth.
Do you want your leg back?
You can have it.
That's okay. Yeah. Very well outstretch it back to Clover.
Oh.
Clover takes it, but makes no move to eat. She just holds it.
He takes the hound off the fire and piece by piece starts eating it.
Like one piece at a time
Mm-hmm.
down the hatch.
Yep. Doesn't take the fur off, doesn't gut it, doesn't debone it.
So. Are you a human?
Not so much anymore, no.
Is it rude to ask what you are now?
Yes. But I'm not 100% sure what I am now.
Your scars were moving around?
They don't normally do that, do they?
No, mine don't.
He holds his hand out, and along his scars, his hand splits open, and these little shadowy tendrils kind of flick around, and the hand closes.
Oh.
You have those shadows inside you.
I do.
It's uncomfortable.
Sometimes.
So why keep them there?
I can't exactly get rid of them.
Oh.
That's why you're so cold.
And hungry.
You have to feed the shadows.
Whatever the thing is, yes.
Does it talk to you?
No, it does not talk to me.
I guess that's good.
So we're going back to the blockade
Tomorrow.
tomorrow? What about tonight?
She eyes Varian because she can't sleep nearby.
You go rest and I'll keep watch over here with the stuff.
Uh-huh. And then Azva can stay near the big fire? With you?
If that's alright with Grief.
I will be leaving.
See,
So how do we find you tomorrow?
And as long as you don't move, I'll know where you're at.
we'll be here.
Good night.
You are indeed a mean child. And he stands
I'm not trying to be mean.
and starts walking away.
It's just how she is.
I'm not mean. I don't want to be mean.
We'll see you tomorrow Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Good
Roll perception checks.
God. 24.
33.
Varian, you hear him mumble, told him to be patient. We'll leave a day early. And we'll end there.
Told who to be patient? What the fuck? Thanks everyone so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as Clover enjoys grief.
No, thank you. None of that ever. We have social media. Check us out at Top of the Round on Facebook and Instagram and at Totercast on Twitter. We also have a website, toterpodcast.com. We also have a Blue Sky at Totercast and at Toterpodcast on TikTok. Follow us in all these places. Comment. We post fun stuff. And we like to interact with you.
Shout out to our Vessel and Witness patrons, Ray, Tremaine, and Grayson.
Shout out to our Apostle tier patrons. Ray, the Apostle of Scorn.
Grayson, the Apostle of Joy.
Tay, the Apostle of Ecstasy.
Artem K, the Apostle of Compassion.
Alyssa, the Apostle of Rage.
Jem, the Apostle of Curiosity.
Bluebird, the Apostle of Awkwardness.
Nannies, the Apostle of Bitterness.
Gabe, the Apostle of Anticipation.
And Kobe Beef, the Apostle of Bewilderment. Thank you so much for all of your support, and if you would like to join the Apostle ranks, go to patreon.com/topoftheround.
We also have a Discord in the show notes below. Click on that, join us, and have some fun.
Okay, bye.
Bye.